Okay, so this is the feedback on the design review one we had. In general, everyone presented the slide, some with a lot of information, some with very little information. So you might have realized that your slide submission on time received 1 mark. So everyone pretty much got all that marks. Now the presentation I have come in, some actually did a very good presentation addressing each of these. Now, selection and justification is very crucial, and most of the guys or people who were presenting said we selected it because we felt comfortable with this, because we did this before. It's part of it, but that shouldn't be your strong justification. Your common source topology you selected, and you need to justify why you picked a common source topology. And so it could be in terms of the gain increment. Some groups have actually justified and low noise figure, and the PDK allows to use the common source because you may not be able to do certain designs with the current PDK setup. So things like that you need to have drilled down and explain. That's where you get that 1 mark. So if you just say one reason don't, that's why I didn't get the full marks. I think only 1 or 2 groups, or actually 3 groups, justified few reasons. So that's why they got the full marks. So understanding of the circuit topology, just because you show it in the presentation doesn't mean you understand unless you go through it with me. So I try to ask questions time to time, but when I ask a question, you should elaborate a little bit more, and then show your deep understanding of circuit topology. That's how I can actually assess. So that's how I actually scored and marked the assessment as well. Novelty in the design, I didn't see, apart from only one group which didn't have the novelty, but they actually looked at that. They talked through that in that source feedback. So they got some parts of this mark, but other than that, going from 2 stage to 3 stage isn't considered novelty. It's just a extension of knowledge. It's not something new that you've done on the design. And having just a small modification like tuning or very little modification, if you completely change your biasing circuit and still get good performance, that's not novel. Or if you even did a common gate and a common source design on the first stage, common gate and then the common source design, and even if that doesn't meet the spec, but you can justify, okay, this is what I tried, then that's not novel, because that's not something that you've done before. So that's what was expected. Now, based on that, I marked it. Now, your second review, there's a separate video that I did last year. So I did some modifications on that, and that video is now on ELEC4076. So have a look at that, and that will help you to develop your current stage to design review 2 stage. So it gives you more, show you visually what you are supposed to do and explains a little bit more on the circuit. Now, so go through it. Now, the expectation in the review 2 is that this is very critical that you guys read this. So you should beat all the specifications. It is expect the lumped inductors. So you have lumped inductors, capacitors. They are replaced with PE15. Some groups I've seen they have done they have done already this, but you need to make sure you do this and the design review 2. So you also have to complete to meet the specifications. If you can't, you need to know why you couldn't do it, and that is what comes out, justifying why you couldn't meet it. So I will give you feedback, but I want that you to address these two. So meeting the specification and justification of performance for the review 2. So please read through this, because this is very critical. If you want to score, you need to address this. And then if you just have a presentation just with a schematic without going into detail what is in there, it's difficult for me to understand whether you know the whole, how it works. Maybe you know it, but you need to convey that to me. Even if the other groups explain it, it's your responsibility to explain it to me. Okay, so that's the feedback on the review 1. So review 2, there's a help video. Have a look at that, and I'll see you in the review 2. Thank you.